The hidden cost of moving too fast. I've realized how I like to move too fast sometimes, and I leave people behind, cut corners, no attention to detail, can become the classic messy, and especially at work, but I think everywhere, but at work especially, it's something that I've been working on. It affects me a lot. And I want to talk about that today in case you deal with the same thing. So I'm an Enneagram guy, so I'm a 3, and we are all about success and efficiency, getting there as quickly as possible, even if it costs everything. Man, it sounds malicious, but it really is just a way to want to do things in the best way possible and look successful and help other people, etc. But I often hurt people, including my wife, my kids, people I love. The other day I was in the garage and I was moving a toilet that we just bought, and I wanted to put it in this cart and move it in the garage, and Rochelle wanted to leave it outside, and without me explaining anything to her, just said, "Move the car." I later thought, what an idiot. I should have, and I explained to her afterwards. I said, here's why, and I'm sorry for the way I said it. But in the moment, I just want to be fast. And I know better, right? So I remember months ago, I sent this email to a group of people, a group of friends asking for help, and then one of the people on the email said, "Hey, that was really aggressive, the way you wrote that," and kind of came out of nowhere. And at the moment, I thought, that's weird. I was just asking for help. But looking back and knowing myself, I thought, yeah, that was too much. So I've learned first to know that that's my strength and my weakness. The strength of it is, as I said, you get things done. Most of the time, you're right, you're efficient. You have a plan. It's a good plan. It makes things better. The pros, those are the pros. The cons are you hurt people. You come across as not being very thorough, not thinking things through. You come across that way. You're not. Now, sometimes you are. Sometimes I don't think things through, or they're half-baked ideas, or it's just a bunch of ideas. And so the better way, well, we'll talk about the better ways, but the cons, as I said, yeah. So in order to move up at work or in relationships, self-awareness is obviously very important. What's the tendency? The tendency for most of us is to get defensive. If someone says to me, hey, or when that email thing happened, at first I thought, man, you don't get it. I mean, I need help. I need to send this. I need to ask. And me, without thinking of how it made other people feel. Now, I could have explained to this person my process, and my guess is she would have thought, oh, that makes sense. Thank you for explaining things to me. And because we're efficient types, we hate explaining ourselves to people. Just do it my way or the highway, because my way is the best way. And plus, we all will get there and be happy. It's like the dad who wants to drive the kids to the circus or to the zoo, and nobody wants to go, but he wants to go. And so, trust me, kids, this will be fun. And everyone just is asleep and hating it. And maybe dad is right, but getting there wasn't very fun. I do that a lot. Getting there isn't fun, even though the result might be fun. Or it might be an adventure, which for me, it's fun. Me. And sometimes it's okay to be you. We last minute, what it feels like last minute, see, we're not last minute. That's the irony. But those of us who look very spontaneous or who seem spontaneous, the beauty is that we bring adventure and color and joy to life. There are plenty of people that want to think things through and plan it ahead and 4 weeks in advance, and I can't stand those people. They're some of my best friends, but I just want to go now. Let's go and have a party. And they're like, I'm busy. I'm like, come on. So you have to learn. And then people have to learn to adapt to you as well. It's not either or. It's a give and take. And so when I'm being myself, the best version of myself, I communicate the plan. I think that's one huge thing that I'm doing is writing out or typing out or even just talking out my why, my thinking, my why did you do that? Now, that's sometimes after the fact, which is good, but even better, I'm learning to, thank you ChatGPT and Gemini, to write things ahead of time and to prompt ChatGPT, the AI models, with, hey, I want to do this series with these 2 themes and these 3 people. Give me the how-to. And wow, ChatGPT is just genius for that. And so once I have that, I can then pass that out to my team. And they're like, oh, wow, this is so fun and well thought through. And I have a plan. I never need that. I just want you to tell me and I just want to follow you. If you're amazing, right? If you're Michael Jackson, I don't want you to tell me the whole plan. I just want to follow you. Just tell me what to play and what to do and how to dance and hey. But not everyone is like that. I don't know. Half the people, I think I would say 3/4 of the people aren't that way. They want process and procedures and regulations and all that stuff. And so thankfully I have ChatGPT because I have it all in my head, but I don't like writing it out, much less communicating it. But I've realized that it really helps people to see it on paper, to have it organized, to have 1, 2, 3. And it's a cultural thing, personality thing, who knows? I think the other thing that I've learned is to be upfront and say, you know what, let's say you do make a mistake. You sent that email or you were mean to your wife, to say, you know, here's what I actually meant to say. I'm sorry. You know what? I did go too fast. I agree with you. Yes, I agree with you. You can say to people ahead of time, you know, I tend to cut corners and can go fast, too fast. Please tell me if I'm going too fast. Wow, that's disarming, right? But that's empowering people, especially your team, people you love, to be honest, but to really help you. Because here's the thing about us efficient types, we really need help. We want an audience. We want support. We want someone to be next to us saying, good job, or to just hand us a cup of water. As long as they do it our way, right? So you have this kind of passive-aggressive thing, I guess. This hero mentality, hero mindset, that you think you're the hero of the movie and everyone needs to just do what you want. I think that's okay as long as you're a compassionate hero. Now, you could say men don't care about that as much, but some do. And women, maybe you could say, tend to care about that more. Maybe not all. Not all. But regardless, it's here's what happens if you don't do that. Even if it's your boss, who's maybe a type A, top dog, he's going to criticize you if you do things out of order or without procedure. Especially if your boss is more of a systems guy, procedure, maybe not systems, but procedure and by the book, he or she is going to criticize you. It happens to me. It's happened to me before. Now, my ideal boss is someone who goes with the flow like I do, but hey, not everyone is us, right? Not everyone is you. And so you have to adapt to your boss, to your team, to the people around you, to the people that you lead. And while still being yourself, right? Obviously, you have to still be you, but to learn little tricks. Another trick that I was learning about or reading about is giving people the green light to slow you down. I wrote something that, hey, you guys know my default is to move fast, get things done. Because of that, I can hit big, but I can also miss the details and cut corners. I don't want my speed to cause extra work or whiplash for you guys. You can see me rushing a decision or missing a piece of the puzzle, I want you to call me out on it immediately. You have my permission to hit the brakes. Isn't that awesome? A couple of things here that ChatGPT gave me. It says, build in a production buffer before launching. So for example, I want to do X. If we do this fast, what breaks on the tech side? What breaks on the music side? What breaks on the communication side? And then let them spot the miss before it leaves the planning room. And then the last one, I think, like I said, is owning it in the moment. If somebody calls you out, instead of saying, hey, you know what, just do what I say you're completely right. I moved too fast on that call. Didn't think about the routing or the transitions very thoroughly. Let's pause. Hey, Joseph, how do we fix the gap? Hey, Mary, what do you need from me to clean this up? So those are just really good tricks and sentences. The last one I wrote here is protect the high stakes zones. So there are things that maybe you can move fast in that aren't as consequential. But then things that are very important, let's say I'm putting together a Christmas thing or an email about something sensitive, then you definitely want to hit the brakes. Those are the hit the brake zone. And you want to acknowledge that and say to your people, your family, your team, hey, you know, this is high stakes, this might hurt, or this is very difficult for me to say or to deal with. Just feel free to slow me down, feel free to work together, or I need your support in this. You as the leader, as the husband, as the wife, whatever your role is, you have a lot to say and you have a lot to offer. But if you're noticing that you're moving too fast and it's hurting people, or you're getting pegged as the last minute king or as the unprepared queen, then you might want to think of some of these tips and implement them into your life. I think it'll help. I think it'll give people pause to trust you more, follow you more, make you better. And like I said, just to be next to you when you're under the hood of your car trying to fix the alternator and you have no idea what you're doing. And because you're kind and self-aware, people are next to you and they want to help you. Way better than doing things alone and then crying at night because nobody cares or nobody loves you. Well, I hope that helps. Those are things that I'm working on, hoping to implement this next year. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you next time. Adios.